I'm sorry. We'll get the one up front, and then you'll come next afterwards. Sorry. So we got a question in Japanese. There's great Japanese there. How was it? The question is, how do you decide what characters you cosplay?
これ大前提なんですけど、僕はコスプレで実は2通り僕の活動でありまして、一つは僕がこう好きでね趣味でもってやっているプライベートなコスプレと、それから、お仕事で引き受けているオフィシャルのコスプレってものがあります。で、基本的にですねどちらもですね現段階では好きな作品をまず選ばせていただきます。お仕事で引き受けている K、 それからほおずきの冷徹からブレイズブル、この辺りの作品も、全部僕からチョイス選ばせていただいたものです。で、キャラクターに関してはその作品の中から、例えばまず自分が好きなキャラクターをピックアップします。でその中から、僕の周りの友達、男性レイヤーさんとか女性レイヤーさん全員含めて勝手にキャスティングをしていくんです。8人ぐらいメインのキャラがいたら、このキャラは誰、このキャラは誰が似合う、このキャラは誰が似合う、で全員を当てはめていった時に俺はじゃあどこに入ろうかなっていう感じで考えるんです。僕の場合はそのキャラクター一個人を好きになるのはもちろんそうなんですけど、それ以上にやっぱり作品自体を好きになることが多いので、だからそういうところから少しずつ掘り下げていって、最終的に似合うか似合わないかっていうところまで掘り下げてやります。あとは最終的にそのキャラクターのパーツを作れるかどうか、どんなに好きになってもちゃんとコスプレできないなって思うまでは、ちゃんとコスプレできるなって思うまではやらないです。はい、やっぱりそのファンの方がっかりさせちゃうことになる可能性もあるので、そういうところは気をつけてます。
In selecting costumes, there's a couple things to consider. One is private cosplay, or just cosplay that he'll do on his own. And the other thing is whether it's an official character, which is something that he's doing, collaborating with companies and doing official characters for that title. 3 that he's doing is K, BlazBlue, and it's a character with a horn that comes out of his head. If you've seen that one, yeah, it's quite popular in Japan. It's a very submissive character. You know the story. More BL, slowly but surely going that way. So when for either of those, whether it's private or official, he wants to make sure that he likes the characters, that he feels an affinity for the characters. It's not just, even if it is kind of an official character thing, it is a collaboration with the creators, which is kind of what cosplay is in a sense. It's respect to the creators of these great characters that they've made for us. As an official character, that's another way of even getting closer to those creators. If you can communicate with them and do that, then that's a good thing. It's something that Kaname is doing. What he'll do is he'll cast. So if they have 8 characters for a series. Otakuthon, he'll grab some friends. He'll say this character would be good for this person. This character would be good for this person. Something. Listen, don't tickle me. Sit over here. Kind of terrible. Tickling the translator. I write all this information out. He talks for 5 minutes, and then when I'm translating, he's tickling me. It's okay. He can tickle. So, he'll cast whichever friends he wants to who's right for the character, make sure that they're all right with that, and also think about whether they're capable to make the costumes themselves. If you can't completely make the costume, you don't want to let people down who have high expectations of the costumes that you'll be putting together, and that's something that he considers as well. You guys, you're going to eventually be seeing the images, and if you're not satisfied with it, then that's something he considers as well. Let's go to, thank you very much for that, let's go to I think it was right here. Like most is generally, I guess.
広い意味でコスプレするのって何が好きですか？それ何が好きでどういう服が好きですか？
なるほど。コスプレするときに好きなのはね、多分ですけど、maybe。なんで笑うんだよ。いや、ごめんね、僕、英語、my English is very bad まあ、ごめん、間違えた。
We'll get him to say it one more time there. That was a great comment.
I'm English is very bad なんで笑うの？あ、そうなんです。何話すとか忘れちゃったじゃないですか。
You forgot what we're talking about.
いや、そう、あれですよね、楽しい。なんで、コスプレで一番楽しいことですよね。僕、多分キャラクターになるだけじゃ本来はダメなんですよ。そのキャラクターになって、そのキャラクターが存在する世界観、例えばこのラストストーリーのキャラクターだったら、舞台がヨーロッパなんですね。ヨーロッパの、ベネチアが、をモデルにした街が舞台になっている RPG なんです。なので日本にいたらキャラクターの雰囲気っていうのはまず味わいなんです、世界観。なので、ヨーロッパだとかそういう海外のね、そういう雰囲気を、持った街並みでこのキャラクターができた時がものすごくその世界観に浸れる、なんかそのキャラクターに本当になった気持ちになって街を歩けるっていう、そういう部分ですかね。傍から見たらね、どういうふうに見えてるのかわかんないですよ。ただの変人って思われてるのかもしれないけど、でも僕的にはやっぱりその世界に浸れてるなっていうのは、大好きな世界にまんま扱っちゃったみたいな気持ちが一番やっぱり楽しみを感じるところであり、そこに到達したいがために作ったり頑張って海外に行ったりいろんな交流をしたりっていうのをやってたりするんです。
Well, it's a tough question, and he apologized for his English there a couple times. I asked him to repeat himself because he got such a good reaction from everyone. And he's like, what? What's wrong? Well, they all just want to help you. Which I think everybody does. I'm happy that I'm the one helping. No, as far as the cosplay and what he likes about it, I think that's a very broad question, and that can be approached from many different angles. We can talk a lot about what there is to like about cosplay. There's a lot of cosplayers here, and we all have varied reasons for that. The reason that he discussed right now was the ability to the ability to become another person in another place, right? So, for example, the character that he's doing right here, the setting for that story is in Venice. So, when you're making the character, you imagine the RPG game that you're playing, that you played. You imagine the character there. You imagine the scenes, and although nice. So even though he's never been to Venice, you can imagine that you are there and you are. This is weird. So what other people see, when they see you walking down the streets, maybe they think, oh, there's a weirdo, or they think, wow, that weirdo looks great, or whatever. But they don't really know what it's all about. But just making that for yourself, or people who understand what that is a lot of fun for them. Okay, let's get another question here. Over here.
Do you like to act in character outside of your cosplay? Not including masquerades. And do you have an instance in your life where you find the character that you're cosplaying is sort of changing your personality?
Oh, okay. Nice technique. Double question there. That's the shit.
Two questions. Okay. Do you act in character when you're in cosplay?
And then do you ever find that kind of leads through to your real life?
Exactly.
衣装をつけない人はキャラクターに何か経験はありますか？衣装を
Oh, okay, I get it.
He's taking off his clothes.
Put your clothes on, man. Stand up. Stand up.
First question. 衣装を外して、
はい。
Still in character.
それはあれですか、衣装を外してっていうのは、要するにすっぱだかになって、こうキャラクター、その状態でもキャラクターを下ろせるかっていうお話ですね。はい、それはもちろんあります。はい、そうなっちゃいますね。例えば、ベンテン、Do you know Zone 00?
Anybody know Zone 00? Yeah, Ben 10 is there's a character in Zone 00.
あれ、ベンテンやった時とかね、やったことないんですけど、内股とかやったことないんですけど、ハイヒールも履いたことないんだけど、初めて履いた時になぜかハイヒールを履いてる女の人の歩き方になってしまったんですよ。
Well, it's a difficult question because the first question that you need to ask is when you do cosplay, do you change your personality to be like that character? There are some people who dress like the character, but even with costume on, they may not all the time be in that character. So removing the costume, do you still maintain that character? One example that he raised was Ben 10 Zone 00, the title. You might have seen the pictures. It's a cross-dressing character. It's a guy dressed up as a girl, long blonde hair, very effeminate. Take a look at his World Cosplay page, go through them, and maybe 3 or 4 years ago he's done the Ben 10 character. He wore high heels with the character. He's never wore high heels before, but even after that, he continued wearing high heels. No, just joking. But he became used to wearing high heels, and it's something that was uncomfortable before. It became comfortable through the doing the character.
今の質問は、
はい。
キャンプを演じて、それは自分の、していく影響をしていますか？
そうですね、正直影響はしないです。はい、not で、逆に僕の性格が若干コスプレした後も反映されてしまうところがあります。っていうのは、その僕がコスプレするキャラクターっていうのは、どこかしら僕の内面にこう性格が似てる部分があるキャラクターが多いんですよ。そういう意味では演じやすかったりします。
Well, he said there is no influence on his character, but he did say that there always are some similarities between him and his characters. I think when we do cosplay characters, we cosplay them because we find an affinity to that character, we find a connection. So there is a connection there, but when he takes off the costume, he returns to his normal self. Let's through the questions.
ちなみにごめんなさい、最初の質問、ファーストクエスチョンなんですけど、衣装全部っていうかメイクとか全部外して、すっぴんの状態になった時は完全にスイッチオフになってます。オーラは何もないです。ただのオタクです。で
just to go back to the first question, when he takes off his costume, and he's taken off his costume, and he's done with cosplay, he returns to himself. He's just an otaku like any other otaku.
大事なのは僕の場合首から上です。首から上でメイクとかウェイクとかで、ちゃんとキャラクターを作れば、たとえこの状態であっても乳首を出していたとしても、パンツ一丁であっても、たとえすっぽんぽんであってもキャラクターでいることができると思います。そういう意味では、あっちのシーンももしかしたらできる可能性はあるかもわかんないですけど、 BL とかね、絶対しないですけどね。
More BL conversations for you all.
I knew it.
So yeah, I kind of lost him there halfway through. He said something about nipples. No, when regardless of the character, even if the character is quite lacking in clothing, revealing nipples or almost naked, getting into the character and being that character is not a problem. But again, removing the costume is there's a complete change. So if we can move away from the BL discussion, that would be kind of sweating. Let's go to another question here. Yes. One piece.
What do you find is the biggest difference between national and international cosplay, both as just doing the cosplay and for the competitions?
海外のコスプレどう違いありますか？
そうですね、大きく違うと思うのはやっぱり活動スタイルですね。日本の子たちっていうのは正直あんまりイベントに参加したりっていうのはないんじゃないかな。結構分かれてるんですよ。イベントに参加する人、参加して写真を撮られる人、もしくは、ダンスパーティーみたいなのがあって、いわゆるダンパって言われてるんですけど、そういう踊りをメインにしたクラブのようなコスプレイベントがあったりして、でそれ以外の撮影会みたいなのがあったりして、で僕やレイカさんみたいなコスプレイヤーは、そういう人がいっぱいいるところは逆に避けて、自分の好きなロケーションに車だとかね出して、撮影しに行ってひっそり撮影をして、インターネットの写真を残してっていうような活動をしてたりします。で一番多いのはやっぱりね、とにかく首から上のクオリティを重視する人が多い。日本はというか主に日本とそれから中国、韓国あたり のコスプレっていうのは首から上すごく重視します。ウィッグの出来、メイクの出来、キャラクターに似てるかどうか、たとえコスチュームが、多少雑だったとしても首から上のクオリティが高ければすごく評価されちゃいます。そういう意味では残念な部分もあるけど、逆にクオリティはすごく高いというふうには言われますね。海外は逆にそれだけじゃなくて全身雰囲気を重視したパフォーマンス重視のエンターテインメント重視の面白い楽しいコスプレっていうイメージがあります。
Well, Kaname's brought up an interesting division in cosplay. I'll talk a little bit about that later. But first, and foremost, the biggest difference is just the activity and the approach towards cosplay. In Japan, it's quite divided, where there are some cosplayers who go to events, and some cosplayers who never go to events. Maybe they'll go to what's called a danpa, or a dance party. And it's kind of para style a lot. Para is maybe 10 years old, but there's certain decided dances that you do to certain songs at these sort of dance parties. It's not quite like a rave like you'd have in the West. It's sort of a very organized style of dancing. It's called a danpa. Or there's also studio cosplays as well, where you'll get with groups and former group of friends, go to a studio. There's many studios throughout Japan right now where you can go and just, with your small group of friends, take pictures as well. Some people only do that. He's saying himself and Reika. Does anybody know Reika? Yeah! Reika as well? What they'll often do is go to the studio and take pictures with friends, and actually not go to events so much. Now, there's one important factor that you have to know with events in Japan. What we're talking about events is not a con, which you have in North America and well, I mean, outside of Japan, where you have all Japanese culture in one place. In Japan, you have Japanese culture everywhere, so you don't need a con. You can go to Akihabara, you can go anywhere, and it's just right there. So there's a lot of very small cosplay events that happen throughout the country. 4,000 to 5,000 small events, 200, 300 people just cosplays gathering and get together. There's only a certain amount of people who go to those sorts of events. And Kaname comes that himself, he doesn't go out to those events so much. Is he making fun of me? So yeah, and the important division that he brought up was the quality from the neck up. Bye. From the neck up, which he finds is there's a lot of attention paid to in Japan, in China, in Korea, East Asian cosplay. Really, the quality from the neck up he finds is there's a lot of attention paid to, right? Whereas internationally, what he finds a lot, or in Europe and North America, there's a lot more attention paid to the aura, or the whole package, I guess. The full body experience. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, that's one difference that he finds between national and international cosplay. Let's move on to another question. Up front.